Team, there are several ways to tie a bowline, but you should be able to tie one blindfold. In this video, I'm going to show you not only how to tie a bowline, but how to use it and purpose it in an emergency situation, and even being able to tie it one-handed. Coming up. Once I pull this tight, both bites in a secure bowline for emergency use. Coil. See how it drapes right on top of my wrist? A-team, rope work and knot work is extremely important for all aspects of survival, camping, and just enjoying our lives. But when things turn to the worse and conditions are degraded, you need to be able to perform a few basic essential knots, and the bowline is hands down one of the most important ones. This particular configuration and how we're going to tie it around our waist using one arm is great for search and rescue operations, whether you're up on the top side or down on the bottom and you need to be able to raise somebody up out of a ravine or other isolated situation or condition. Bonus content at the end, so hang on. Right, as you begin to work on mastering your field craft and working on rope work and knots, doing them blindfolded or in limited visibility or other degraded conditions is something that we need to continue to do in order to master our craft. In this video, I'm going to show you how to tie a bowline. I'm going to show you how to tie a bowline in emergency situations, as well as how to do it if one arm is crippled, and you can still get this done, whether you're on the bottom side, and why you should do it. Most of the time when we tie a bowline, we're thinking in into the line. So we, make our loop. We have a rabbit come in, go around the tree, and then come back down. And of course, I'll break this down a whole lot better for you. And this is a perfect way to tie an end of the line bowline. But in a lot of situations, especially search and rescue, when we need to maybe drop a rope down to somebody, we need to be able to tie it pre-configured or drop a rope in order for somebody to be able to tie to themselves so that we can lift them back up. To tie this bowline, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end of the line, I'm going to bring it around my waist. And I'll do this a couple different ways so that you can see exactly what's going on from my point of view. I'm going to take the end of the line in my right hand after I have enough room to go around my waist. I'm going to take my right hand and place it over the rope, bring it up, go around, and then back through. And then I can pull it tight, and what I'm left with is an end-of-line bowline that is safe and secure, that can come up under the crook of my arms so that as it's raised, they can lift me up. Does that make sense? Let's show this again. Take the working end of the rope from my right hand and place it over the standing end in my left, making an X. From here, I'm going to bend my wrist towards my belt buckle and bring it up towards my chin. From here, I'm going to take the working end from my right hand and bringing it around the standing end and then back through where my wrist is, back through the hole. Dress it up. And now both bites are secure. Working into my right hand, I'm going to cross it over the standing end that's held in my left. I'm going to bend my wrist towards my belt buckle, bringing it up towards my chin. And now this is what we look like. From here, I'm going to take that working end around the standing end and then bring it back through the hole where my wrist is. Tighten it up, and both bites are secure. This bowline is ready to use for emergency survival situations. Simply take the rope from my right hand and cross it over. Go down, and we're going to twist our wrist and come back up. Then we're going to go around the leading end of the rope and then bring it back down through where our wrist is. Once I pull this tight, I have both bites in place, and it's not going to go anywhere. And again, I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to cross it over the rope in my left hand. I'm going to bring it down and back through, just kind of twisting our wrist down and back in. Then I'm going to take the rope, right hand, bring it around the standing end, and then back through. Pull it nice and tight, and both bites are now set in place. All right, so if we're down on the ground and we're injured, and Riggs just wants to get in on the action, we can do the same thing, and we don't need to use our one injured arm. So I can simply take and secure the rope using my feet, give me a little bit of friction, and I can take that working end, go down, watch out, bub. Let me use my injured arm to put my assistant instructor away, around, and then back through. Pull it tight, and again, both bites are now secured. Now I can be lifted up as needed in order to lift somebody up out of a crevice or a ravine. Maybe you are on the search and rescue side of the house and you need to drop this line and you have no other means of being able to descend, and you need to be able to drop this emergency bowline down. This is still a great way to tie a bowline for this particular configuration, for this particular use, because now I know that I have it in a good set and a good diameter. I can take this whole bowline and drop it down, and then they can get it up underneath their arms. And then bring it back up, and now they're good to go. Boom. Now I know what you're thinking, Stoker, what the hell kind of rope coiling was that? And here's why. When you are in an emergency situation and you need to throw out this rope, the last thing that you want to have happen is for it to get tangled up in any kind of a bird's nest. Well, with how I just coiled this, that will never happen. Let me show you. No coils, no bird's nest, no nothing. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the rope, I'm gonna make that first coil. Now normally what we do is we just keep going and we wrap it up. Other ways of wrapping up longer ropes, of course, is to simply bring it overhead and keep it going, right? And then we can, when we're done, we can take it off. But when we do the things this way, again, we're gonna get some bird's nest, and when you need it to not happen, that's when it's going to happen. So again, simply gonna take the rope, and I'm gonna make my first coil. Now, instead of doing it again, I'm gonna take the rope in my right hand and I'm going to twist it and bring it under. And then the next one is regular. Bring it in and kind of coil it back up on itself. Regular one, and then coil it up. You're not bringing it around the back side. All we're really doing to make a small one is bringing it up and coiling it like this, and then you can just make it as long as you need. Regular, and then coil, nice and slow. Hopefully you can see that. Regular, coil. See how it drapes right on top of my wrist? All right, team, there you go. A bowline that you can use in an emergency survival situation, whether it's for search and rescue operations as well. Let me know what you think about the content down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this out with a friend or battle buddy as well. Swing on over to stokermatic.com and subscribe there. That way you can dang sure be notified each and every single week of upcoming content. I appreciate all you guys, man. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.